Hey everybody, Carol Stillo here with Journal Dream World, and I am going to be working on my design team journal. I am on the design team for Creating with Jovi, and there are several other design team members, but we all picked one of her digis, and she was so generous to give those to us and let us design. So I haven't been on here in a bit. I've been trying to, but on June 19th, I had back surgery. So I'm kind of in recovery mode from that. So I couldn't sit at my chair for a long period of time, like 10 minutes and I was done. So it's getting better. I'm 3 weeks today, and today's my birthday. I turned 70 today, y'all. The big 7-0, which is like the weirdest thing to say out loud because I don't feel it, I don't look it. Thank you, Jesus. But it's just weird. It's a weird birthday. Great birthday. I mean, my family's been generous to me. I got, flowers and an Amazon gift card, which I love because I can go buy supplies. I've already got my saved wish list. So there's that, and I'm just enjoying the day. I'm finally able to sit longer, so I've been working on ephemera and stuff. And I kind of did the ephemera off camera because I just didn't know when I would start it. If all of a sudden I had to okay, I need to stop and get up, and I didn't want to do that in the middle of doing something. So I did a lot of it, but I think I'm okay today. So I'm going to I will list the design team members and all the links to Jovi's, her YouTube, her Insta, and her, I believe she gave us her Facebook link. So I will put those in the description before I post this. But I just wanted to show you, I had picked her Roses and Fern echo prints. I call them echo prints. I'm not sure what everybody else calls them, but I just thought that they were so beautiful, and they were pink and green, which are two of my favorite color combinations together. It was my mom's favorite, so I kind of grew up with a lot of pink and green in our house. But I just wanted to kind of go through here and show you. I can do this. Yes, I can. Some of the digis. Now she did let me use some Graphic Fairy designs and another company called HG Designs that I get emails from as a creative designer, and they'll send me an email, say, hey, we've got these for free. It's kind of like a Graphics Fairy kind of a thing. These are none of these extras that I have in here are from any kits or stores on Etsy. Just FYI. But this is Jovi's. Look at that. Look at those colors. I want to make sure that this is in screen. Yes, it is. Okay. So, I mean, look at the pinks from it there. These are beautiful. Just beautiful. And they range in different colors. So there's that. And then on the other side, what I got from Graphic Designs, I kind of went like a little modern fern kind of rosy kind of stuff, or very artsy, as opposed to just coffee dyed. I do have some coffee dyed paper in here, but that's different. So there's that one. There's this. Look at that. Isn't that just beautiful? Look how well that came out. Just gorgeous. So there's that. There's this. You've got the pinks on the edge, the beige and the lavenders around the outside. These are really well done, beautiful designs. This, she's got the center of the flower. And look at the green over here. And then it blends in different colors. Just absolutely stunning. I'm trying to just get to just the pages. And this one And I'll show you how a different way that I use that particular print in a minute here. But isn't that pretty? All the pinks. And then we've got this one, which has a little bit more blues and lavenders in it. And I cut it down to fit. I used it as a backing for a magazine, for what came out of a magazine. Putting this in right. Yeah. And then we've got this one, which I love this page, because you've got the pinks coming up here, and then it kind of crisscrosses, and then you've got more pinks in here, but look at that. Look how deep the colors are in that and how that came out. Really beautiful, Jovi, really beautiful. So that is the first signature, which I'll kind of have to put back together. I'll show you this in a minute. Okay, so that's the first one, and then here is the second one. And this is like this in the printout. Isn't that pretty? Look at that. Look how good she did on these. These are just stunning. Look at this. I love the green in this. This is just like a, I don't know, it's just really just, and just very vaguely it has kind of a lavender pink in it down in here, but look how beautiful those ferns are. And then these are rose. You can tell these are rose petals, and that's the rose in the center, and there's some more petals with all the beautiful pinks. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. And then here's one. I believe these are rose petals. But look, it's got lavender and pinks just kind of blended together. And then with this deep, almost, not a rust color, more like a mauve-y color. What you see when you look at it in Etsy, the colors are much more vibrant when you actually print them out. And I always print on matte presentation paper, which there's different brands you can get on Amazon, because the prints come out so sharp and clean, and the colors are so true. I find that for me, it's not expensive, or I wouldn't be getting it, but it just makes the pictures, when you print them, really jump, I think, with the true vibrant colors, because I've done it on copy paper and they come out duller. So, but that's a personal preference. So I just wanted to throw that out at you. And here's another one with more lavender and greens. Just, you know, and this, here's another one with more of the pinks and that beautiful soft green, almost a yellow green. There's another one. It's got some white in here. Almost like a little bit of lavender over here. Pinky lavenders. Okay, and then this one, there's the rose. That all the way to the center. It's like it's flat. It's so cool looking. So that is that. So all together, this, I have to put my pages back together before I sew them in. It's 2 signatures, and it's 96 pages altogether. And then this is the cover. I got this in strips. I believe it's coffee dyed muslin that I get from Emily at Polka Dot Vintage Polka Dot Shop. Oh, get it right. So on Etsy, and then I just stamped it with some of my just various stamps I have from different places. I just loved it with the ferns and the mushrooms. And then this is vintage, a vintage kitchen towel. Oh, get the words out, Carol. And it's got that beautiful vintage feel to it. So there's that. And then this is my cover. And this is also a vintage towel. You can tell when you feel it. I made this from the same as this. I just split it in half, ripped it in half, and then when I had the strip out lengthwise, I glued down this beautiful little lace, and then I sewed this on. I did pleats. I wasn't going to do a ruffle because there's a difference between a pleat and a ruffle. Pleats are flat, ruffles are more bunchy. And when I did it though, the lace hardly showed up. And I'm like, oh, I don't want to put all this lace on here and not have it. So I pleated it and I really like it better. And then this is just a card, I believe, from Graphic Fairy. And I put glossy accents from Ranger on it. And it's got the ferns down here and it says everything has beauty. Now what's really cool about this, of course I covered up some of it with this, is this piece of material here is one of her prints. If you take quilter's paper, let me see, I got it out so I could show you. Let's see if I can find it. Bear with me, bear with me. It's this. It's called Quilter's Freezer Paper Sheets. And it shows you on here, it says treat your fabric with printable liquid fabric coating. I've never done that and they turn out great. You just iron a piece of the freezer sheet onto the fabric. It's got a shiny side. And so you just iron that on and it kind of adheres. You got to trim around it. It's 8.5 by 11. If you have anything going off, because you need it to go through your printer, which this is not thick, it's like copy paper, so it goes really well at least it does through my printer. I have a Canon HP printer, nothing super fancy, but it works on mine. So you just have to trim around the edges if you need to. If you print smaller, just leave it on here and then you can cut it out. So you do that, run it through your printer and it prints the design, and then you peel off the paper, the freezer paper, and voila, you've got it with the design on it. I've done a couple journals where I've done the covers with the designer's design. And I did one for Diane Shaw at my old barn door on Etsy, under her design consign store. I did a journal. I was on her design team at one point, and it's the design team journal I sent, and I did her cover with hers, and it's so funny because she was looking at it and looking at it. You could just tell she knew something was different with the cover, and all of a sudden she just like, I've got to stop, I'm starting to cry, and I'm like, what? And she comes back and she goes, she printed my design on the material, and I did it on old feed sack. And it's a long story, but find a different way to use things. You'd be surprised. I mean, I never knew that quilter's freezer paper would work for me in journaling. Just so many things. But I did this, did that, and then that's going to be the inside. So this is open now, but once I get my signature sewed in, and then I'll be ready to start decorating it. I just thought it came out very beautiful. I didn't want to do a whole lot, you know, around here, because I thought this was enough for this. I didn't want to overdo because these prints are beautiful, so I really didn't want to do that. So now I've just got to sew in my signatures. So now I've got to, okay, that's my second signature. This is my first one. Make sure I can get back through my holes here. Get everything lined back up, because I kind of wiggled it around when I was showing you all the papers. So let me see. There we go. That's the ones that were off. Maybe more than one. Normally I have it all together and tight, but I kind of took it all. I did have it that way and took it all apart. There we go. Okay, so this is my first signature, and for those of you who have not sewed in a signature, it really is easy. Don't let it scare you. The only thing, believe me from experience, you need to be careful about is that you have your signature right side up and your cover right side up before you go to put it in. So just kind of look at your pages and make sure everything's going the right direction. So this is the first signature. So, and I already cut my thread. You do it 3 lengths, 2, 3 of the thing, and it usually gives you plenty. Okay, so we're going to start with the center. This is the first signature. And just pull through. Now, some people clamp it. I'm not too worried about clamping anything. And then there is my second hole. And it should, because I like to make sure, because I don't want to rip anything. Because when you get these little pieces in there, it can, there we go. And you know, there we go. Okay. And I have such carpal tunnel in my thumb. Sometimes it's hard for me to pull through, and if that becomes an issue, I just pull out these suckers and pull it through. Ooh. There we go. It's because it's double threaded here. Once you get to the single, it's not so bad. Okay, watch your end that you don't pull it through. I've done that many times. Okay, I hope y'all can see what's going on here. Okay, then make sure I've got it taut, and then go back through the middle. And make sure you don't get it in between the threads, or it gets stuck. Your threads will get all tied up. And it will be a nightmare. Then you have to pull everything back out. It's just really a pain in the butt. Okay, so through here. And through here. I can feel where it's coming. It's that middle page. It's tying everybody up. There we go. There it comes. And you can push it down too. Oop. And pull it up. Okay, so you want to pull it down, because the last thing you want is a loose signature. Those are a pain. So I always pull down this way and pull up this way. Now this one you can see is on that side. So I'm going to go under here and get that one on the other side. And then I'm going to pull them both directions. Then I'm going to tie it one time. Then I'm going to go check my signature, and it should feel taut, almost like a guitar string. See, that's got a little bit give, so I'm going to go back, and that's why I only do one knot in the beginning, just in case I got to go back and tighten it up a little bit. Still feels a little like it could go a little bit tighter. There we go. And then you're going to pull it really tight, and then do a second knot do it tight. And I'm not gonna have any beads or anything hanging off of this. So my scissors, and I'm just gonna cut it. Sometimes I do bows, but didn't feel like doing a bow in this one. So there's my first signature in. Nice and tight. You should hear it, you know, nice and tight. So there we go, first one's in. Okay, now I'll put a clamp on. Keep this one out of my way. Clamp there. Clamp there. Okay. So, that's the bottom, so I need to make sure that I have these going the right direction. This does not look like it's exactly, I think it goes this way. Okay. Yes, okay. Always make sure you're going the right direction. What would help if I got my thread on my string. Now always use a 16. That's the one I think most people use, a size 16 needle. This one like I did the other ones. I got it off. I got everything offline here. Oh, just feed them on there. It's this piece here. Just feed them on. Okay. I'm getting my mess of a hair in there. The mess today. I haven't brushed it since I took my shower. Okay. So now go through here. Some of that back. Okay. Okay. You just want to make sure you don't get a knot right there. Okay, then I'm going to come back through up here. And through there. That's why I don't. I'm sure many people have easier ways of doing this. I just don't like to. I like to make sure that the paper's not going to rip. Kind of what my aim is. So I don't want to be poking everywhere to try and find the holes. That one's got a hole right there. Yep. And there. I did pretty good. Get it up here. Normally I would have this closer to my body, but I want to get it up here where y'all can see it. Okay. And we'll get the last one in there. Strong one that through. Let's take these off now. I'm just going to make this just one here. Okay. So I'm going to pull this up. Feels like something's caught. What is caught? Looks good there. Looks good there. There we go. Okay. Okay. Probably pull this up some. There we go. Okay. That's just bugging me more than anything else right now. Okay, so now pull this forward so you can go down the other side of it. It's slipping off my fingers. Or is it not wanting to? It's not wanting to go through. Why not? I have to. There we go. There we go. Okay. Just a little bit toughy on me there. Plus, if I'm not doing this on this, it's a bit easier for me. There we go. Okay. Okay. So now, whoop. Now let's go back to the center. Okay. We've got the last one. Should be right here. Plus, I have missed pages sometimes. Especially like when you get to the ones you've got that are short. Because you're not going to hurt it. I mean, as long as you're gentle. Where's the hole? Oh, there it is. Let's see these little short ones. Got that. There we go. You just gotta play with it. You'll develop your own way of doing it. Maybe it's me being left-handed. I'm not sure. I always need to make sure I get those little ones. I can't tell you how many I put together, and those little shorter ones, I missed them by maybe that much. So I just like to take my time doing this part, so I don't have to do it again. Okay, and then we're gonna pull that tight. we're gonna pull that tight. Oh, well, I didn't go under, but you can always lift it and slide it under, okay? No harm, no foul there. Pull it tight. Do one, check it. Oh yeah, that's good. That's really good. Okay, so that's one knot and 2 knots. Scissors. Okay, so now both my signatures are in. Looks really neat on the outside. They're lined up beautifully. Always have a template. This is my template. I have templates for all different lengths and sizes. When I make them, I'll put in here 8.5-inch journal, because you don't want to make your template the size of your pages. Make your template the size of your cover, okay? And then you put this on here and get it centered on here, and then you'll mark your holes. You'll measure it. These are 1/4 inch apart, which I find works because a lot of people want to put stuff in the center. Like it's wide enough where you can put an envelope in here, or a couple envelopes that maybe have pictures or memorabilia that's a little bit thicker that won't fit in a pocket or something like that. You've got a space to put it in the journal. I love that. If you get them too close, there's no room for that. And then you're just, so I try to, and it just bends cleaner. So, get this stuff out of my way. Let me check and see where we're at. Okay, we're at 32 minutes. Maybe we'll do a couple pages and then I'll do another video because my back's starting to bother me a little bit. And then we're gonna come in, we're gonna decorate. And it's gonna be beautiful. I've got lots of ephemera that, you know what, we'll wait and decorate that on the next video. I'll just show you some of my ephemera here. Now this is something that somebody sent me and they printed on the paper and then cut it out. And I love the way it feels. There's this, and this is just an old sticker I found somewhere. Popped it on a card, put a little bit of Ada cloth behind it. I have, I always find Ada cloth at Goodwills and stores. Look at this Ada cloth, and Ada cloth is not cheap, y'all. I got the whole bag, this whole entire bag of Ada cloth for $2, and it makes great backgrounds for cards. And these are different. These look like linen. Look at that blue. It's gonna look beautiful in my bird journal. And then the light blue, and then this, and it frays so pretty. $2 at Goodwill. Actually, I think I got this from a thrift store that I go to. Little dinky little thrift store, and I find great stuff in there. I get paper in there. A lot of times I'll find vintage typing paper. I've got some now, and it's just got that tinge to it, and it's got a different feel than copier paper. It's just really cool. Got a whole unopened pad of it. I think it was 50 cents. So, support your little craft stores or they'll be gone, and then we'll all be dependent on the big ones. So support your little thrift stores. So then these, I got these. These are all freebies. A lot of ferns and then roses. I tried to get some roses that had ferns in them, since it's roses and ferns. Because there was no ephemera kit with this particular kit. There was no ephemera with it. It was just the pages. So I said, look, can I make my own ephemera? because I don't have any from the kit. Which I love making ephemera anyhow. So she said, yeah, no problem. So I was so excited. And then these are actually just pictures, I think, from a magazine, or there's some more roses. Okay, these are more like ones I've downloaded. Here's one where I was showing you can, I stamped on the fabric, just backed it with a little piece of cardboard, a couple stamps, took my ink pens, really cheap. I got these at the dollar store. They're called Detail Doodlers, fine felt tip markers. Y'all, I have had these for probably at least 5 years, and they're still going strong. I think it's because they stay in a case. But, I mean, it's got plenty of colors. I love them, and they're very fine tips, so they're good for things like this. So I've got a little tuck spot. Here's a piece that I made, and one of the companies that I get my freebies from had a, get that out of the way, it was like washi tape design, and you just download it. And so I used those here and added her little fern. And this is just washi tape, different washi tapes. I like to put cards in pockets. So somebody has a card, and I like that one, family. Old papers. This is a vintage piece of stationery. This is vintage. Found this at a secondhand store. Old American Greetings invitation, but it had the right colors in it. This I made from a mailer, junk mail. I like the little guy standing back here. I think he's looking at the trees with binoculars. And I just made just a little place to write. A couple stamps. One of her digi pieces on the back. And a little Tim Holtz paper clip. I love this one. This is a bag. So I will probably, when I glue this in, glue it across the top, down, around, so that I'll have a place here and then a place behind. It's just washi tape. These are fern stickers. And I put stickers here and added the little baby deer. Isn't that cute? This is, I actually stenciled on the design, and I used my Tim Holtz Distress Paints to add the colors. Added a piece of ribbon, and then added a little design I cut out, some little things there. Then I've got this. This was from one of those, I never know what I'm going to get from this HG Graphics. You know, they send them to me in an email. Some of them are just really weird, and I'm like, okay, or it's something I would never use, but sometimes it's just fun stuff like this. And then I added a little behind this. I was going to cover this, but it talks about ferns, and I used her page. You know, I just shrunk it down. And then these are vintage. These are from it says it on the back, no, this one doesn't. 1978. I like this one because it had the different ways to do it. These are from 1978. That's vintage. Like me. I guess I'm officially vintage now. This is from one of their HG designs there, and you can't get those. You have to be on their email. There's no site where you can just go and download them. And it's called Butterflies, and it was just one page. And I put some glossy accents on that. This is her, Jovi's print in the background. Then I stamped the stamp, and I used 2 colors. And great way to use your brads. I have tons of brads, all different kinds. But it's a great way to use them. So this is one of those designs that came from HG, the little Tim Holtz girl, and I mix and match patterns and color, you know, as long as they're in the same color family, they go together. This is, that's Jovi's print in the background. And I just added some stuff up here, butterflies. This was from this, I think was from the HG, and I cut this out and added it on here, and there's a little sparkle down on here. Always take the scenic route, let life surprise you, and say yes to new adventures. These are gonna be in the front. I think 2 pockets. I think they're gonna be like here. One might need to go in the back. But yeah, like that. I always make 2. I love how that turned out. Makes me. And here's another little belly band that I did. I just added some. You're not gonna see the back, so this is like a little tuck area. It's got some pretty ferns in it and a place to write. I added some paper, but it has the ferns and the flowers. It's just from a notebook of flowers, and this is from these are some stickers that I got, and I added a bunch of pages. There's a fern on the back. This to make this was from like a Edwardian lady's book or something. But that's the ephemera I have so far. Knowing me, I'll probably need to make more. I don't know. But like I said, I will do another video either today or tomorrow, because today I'm going to enjoy my birthday. Today's my birthday. I'm 70 years old today, which sounds so weird. I don't know if I said that in the beginning, but it just sounds weird to say. I'm sorry, I didn't know that was there. To say I'm 70. It's like, I don't feel it. I mean, except for my back, but that's going to get better. I'm not, I don't know. Is it just me? Put in the comments if you feel like that. As you're getting older, my brain doesn't compute to the age I am chronologically. I mean, I'm pink-haired old hippie. That's what I am, pink-haired old hippie. So, anyhow, thank you for stopping by. Hope you enjoyed my video. We got this done, put in. Got to explain some things, and we will start with the decorating in the next video, and then it is done. And again, I will put the details for Jovi, but it's on YouTube. She is Creating with Jovi. It's Jovi. And thanks for stopping by. Like and subscribe if you enjoyed. Thank you very much. Take care. Bye.